You're looking at the best there
Austin
is.
316.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
You will rest in peace.
This is WWE Wrestling Legend Hall of Famer Tito Santana, and you are listening to the Source Wrestling Podcast. Arriba!
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back for episode 17 of The Source, WWE, AEW, All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
and
Mike. Yeah.
Let
us talk to ya. Today, we shall talk to ya in the form of Battle Royal Open discussion. We have quite a few awesome topics here. We're just going to get right into it. Here we go.
We have a series of questions here that we're going to bring you through.
A series.
First on the topic of discussion today would be who will align with Bayley to fight Damage Control.
But who?
Well, if you break it down, and you've been paying attention, wrestling fans.
Have you, though?
You were to see first sign of Jade Cargill when Damage Control came backstage after the
that
big
was on SmackDown.
deceptive
Yep.
SmackDown.
Yes.
You saw Jade Cargill pretty much get in their faces and really have a problem with them.
She did.
And then she doubled down and she tweeted about it.
Yeah, right. And if she's tweeting about it or Xing about it, then you know it's kind of, it's a big deal. There's something more to this for sure.
Absolutely. So there's one piece of it. So I say that Jade Cargill's in the mix. I don't know if that means that she starts feuding with Dakota Kai or if she's going to team up with others, but the other people that I would
I got an idea too.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so if you're there to continue, the people I am suspecting playing off of that would probably be Naomi and possibly Bianca Belair. You know, maybe she has a change of heart. You know, Naomi felt bad for her. Maybe she can get through to her. Maybe Bianca will be like, you know what, this isn't right. You know, Bayley's got some good in her. And imagine that.
That's the other piece of information then.
Yeah, exactly.
If you've been paying
That's what they
attention.
give you. They sprinkle these little
There's
Easter eggs in there.
Shot to them backstage of the locker room. Naomi saying how she really feels for her. So obviously Naomi's on her side.
Yeah, Bianca's resistant.
I'd say it's like, definite, right? It's a definite that Naomi is doing it.
Yeah, because she was on her side for sure. It was Bianca who was the resistant one and was like, you weren't there 2 years ago. You weren't here, rather, 2 years ago when she was raising hell and ruining our lives. So right now, at the moment, Bianca Belair does not care. Will she have a change of heart? I think yes.
Yeah, it's possible. But as well, you got to figure that we know that, like we said, Naomi is for sure.
Yeah,
and
100%,
then
I would say.
we know that somehow Jade Cargill's either going to beef with them or team against them. That is going to happen. We know that much.
Absolutely.
And then the big mystery, like you said, would be Bianca Belair. Is she going to come around? But that has to be part of the story.
It's got to,
She comes around. You know what I mean? Just like we saw with so many Seth Rollins and Cody and
all
Jey
that
Uso
stuff.
and others.
And
it's a storyline that they beat up, honestly, but it works every time.
It works every time.
It gets us every time.
Literally, it's fine. It works every single time. The road to WrestleMania is nearing its thin point now. It's, we're very close. We're less than 4 weeks away. Will they have some sort of impact in the WrestleMania match itself? Damage Control comes out and tries to sabotage this for Bayley. And what if Jade comes out? What if Bianca comes out to even the odds? It's going to be interesting.
That would be very, very interesting. But let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If we were to set our lineup right now, I think we're in accordance. It would be Bayley, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi factioning against the Damage Control.
Yeah.
However, if it isn't Bianca Belair, Naomi, or Jade, then who would you pick other than them?
Oof, and that's a toughie. I mean, honestly,
that's where the question gets hard.
Not even thinking about it, a wrestler just came to my mind. It was Liv Morgan. I don't know. Maybe that's possible.
I can see that. She's kind of lost right now after that loss.
And
to
she's
Becky.
she's like one of the girls. She's got people's back, and that's what just popped into my head. So I'm going to say if it's not her, maybe it's Liv and Raquel. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Raquel.
yeah.
We can't forget that she's back. You know, she's having health issues, yes, but we can't forget she's back and she's powerful. You know, it could be interesting too.
Yeah, that's a very good take. I can't even add on that. That's
thank you.
That's good. So next topic that I want to discuss is I want to go through the WrestleMania lineup a little bit.
Oh, and it's a
talk
good
about
one.
it, what we know so far. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna start off with the. We'll go low to high, I guess, kind of something like that.
It would make the most sense.
The
I
most,
would say.
the one that's listed lowest. We're looking at the website.
Yeah.
On the bottom would be the Intercontinental Champion Gunther versus
General.
Sami Zayn. Who's gonna win this match, Joe?
Okay. If it's just gonna be, let's just make this clear. If it's just gonna be Gunther versus Sami Zayn, Gunther retains at WrestleMania 40. I think that makes the most sense because Sammy is not the guy. I mean, I love him to death. He's not the guy to dethrone Gunther, in my opinion. But, hard but, if this somehow becomes a triple threat with Gable, because his shoulders were not down on Raw, I'm going to go with one of those two guys, Sammy or Gable, winning this and not pinning Gunther so he can drop the title and look strong and move on to the world title picture. That's where I'm at. What about you, Mike?
Well, I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't know. I just think that it was meant to be a 1-2-3 pin. I think they didn't execute it the best, and I think they're just going to kind of brush that under the rug a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to come up again. But hey, you might prove me wrong, and
you never know.
might be standing
that's
here
the
next
beauty
week,
of
and you
wrestling.
might look really good right now.
That's the beauty
or
of
maybe
wrestling.
I will. I don't know. But I just see it as Gunther versus Sami Zayn. And Gunther wins, honestly. I don't see Sami Zayn taking the title, especially after Jey Uso did not, and so many others that I wanted to. I just see it as a way to give Gunther a very exciting matchup for WrestleMania.
Oh, the match
They're not
would
ready
be
for him to drop the
fantastic.
title just yet, so that's going to happen another time.
I think the match will be fantastic. With if it's just him and Sammy, the match will still be fantastic. But the ring general just finds a way, shocks the world, and retains that championship at WrestleMania 40.
And honestly, not listed on the website right now, but there is, a tag team 6-pack match that should be mentioned.
Absolutely,
there's a ladder match between 6 tag teams, one including the tag team champions Judgment Day.
Yep, and the lineup for that has not been announced yet because they still have to have qualifying matches. This 6-pack challenge ladder match at WrestleMania is going to go hard, dude. You understand that, right?
No, absolutely.
So obviously your champions, your undisputed tag team champions would be the Judgment Day, and there are some qualifying matches coming up, I would assume, on future Raw and SmackDowns for this. And some of the teams they announced for the qualifying matches are Indus Sheer, which I don't see them going very far or even qualifying in that matter.
Against Awesome Truth.
There's Awesome Truth, yes. They could make a run for it for sure, and we have DIY in the qualifying matches as well.
Versus the Creed Brothers.
I'd like to see the Creed Brothers in this 6-pack challenge ladder match for sure.
Yeah, but they're pushing DIY so much.
I know. I don't want to see it though. Creed
man.
Brothers. Imagine seeing a Brutus ball off of the top of a ladder through a table.
That would
or
be
something
crazy.
Like
we gotta see them in that match.
Gotta
That'd
see
be
them.
crazy,
Those guys
man.
have gas. They can go.
And then we have the New Day versus
the members of Alpha Academy without Gable. It's Akira Tozawa and Otis. And it's going to be interesting who else is left to
Who are
qualify.
your picks in these matches?
Man, obviously I'm going to go Creed Brothers.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Creed.
Same.
Yep, we're going to go Creed Brothers. We're going to go Awesome Truth.
Yep, me
because
too.
that could
Yep.
be really entertaining at WrestleMania. And
Same.
if I got to pick one more, man, I'm going to go New Day.
Yep.
New Day
We're
for
right
sure.
on. We're aligned. We're aligned in our choices.
The stars have aligned, and we have selected the same tag teams.
So we'll see what happens with that as it develops, folks. But right now, we're going to move over to the next match we want to outline here. and that would be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley. We said we'd go in order the website, but we're going out of order now.
Yeah,
we decided to get a little crazy with it.
The card isn't even official yet.
It doesn't seem like they put it in order of importance that we see.
No, it does not. No.
Now, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, important match, but not the top match of the night.
Absolutely.
Who do you got in this match?
This one is a tough one for me. I am a big fan of both competitors. Love Becky Lynch. Love what she's doing. But this is Rhea Bloody Ripley we're talking about. I see Rhea Ripley retaining in this match and easily. I see it being not a problem for Rhea to continue this monster run that she's on, especially after Elimination Chamber in Perth and the whole reaction she got, the moment she got. I think it continues. What about you, man?
It has to be them, having Becky Lynch put Rhea over more.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to put her over even more. She beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Now she's so much more legit than she already is.
Absolutely, yeah, because if you look back,
it's
Becky,
needed.
Yeah, if you look back, Becky main evented WrestleMania in the first ever women's main event and won the strap, so she's got that cred that Rhea doesn't fully have yet. Yes, she beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania last year for the championship, but she does not have this with Becky yet. She puts Becky down, then, that's a whole different ballgame of legitimacy for her.
Next on the docket to cover on this WrestleMania would be WWE Women's Champion Io Sky versus Bayley. Who do you got?
I think everybody who listens knows this because we have discussed it multiple times. They know that I'm a fan of Bayley, and she's 100%. I'll put my paycheck on it, dude. She's 100% winning at WrestleMania, winning the title. This Io Sky title run has been absolutely horrid. We can't wait till it's over. Where are you at with this?
Yeah, I hope that creative agrees with us.
I hope so too.
Seems like they constantly want to do things with damage control and trying. But I think Bayley wins this match. I think she somehow, there's a course of events involving damage control.
There's absolutely going to be that.
But she comes out on top, and it's once and for all her turning the corner. Or, they could even feud this moving forward after that. Who knows? They're not going to kill damage control.
No, it's obvious
maybe
now.
Bayley takes the title. And then there's a feud with damage control back and forth with Io.
Right,
or
Dakota,
maybe it moves to Dakota and her. I don't know.
Dakota gets a title shot maybe because she's like, I'm the leader of damage control now.
Yeah.
Io wasn't really that good type deal, so she can have a shot at the belt. But, we both got Bayley here, and it's by a landslide.
Now, next match I want to cover here is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins.
Wow.
For the chance at a clean title match versus Roman Reigns.
Yes, no
Otherwise,
bloodline
rules.
Yep, no bloodline interference if Cody and Seth can coexist in the same WrestleMania moment together and take them down. But there is a big but here as well.
Big but.
If the Tribal Chief and the High Chief win this match, it's bloodline rules. Anything goes. This could be very bad for the quote-unquote finishing of the story. And
how suspenseful.
Extremely. And I just want to go out on record on the air and say that this is the biggest tag team match of all time. There's nothing I can think of that has happened or that will happen that can be bigger than this right now. There's nothing.
No.
We
have the two biggest superstars or three biggest superstars in the WWE
today
with one of the all-time biggest superstars.
Yeah, man.
You won't see this again.
No. No, you will not.
You might if he sticks around like he says he's going to The Rock.
Yeah,
but
you never know.
This is a short shelf life. This Rock run.
It is.
That's all I can say.
It is. Yep. That's why we embrace it. We love it. Everybody's trailer park trash again, and we're here for it. If we're going predictions, I am going to say that Rock and Roman find a way to win this match. And it's bloodline rules. That's where I'm going with this, because with the bloodline rules, anything goes. That also means anything goes on Cody's end, too. He can call in some reinforcements and finally get this thing done. That's where I'm at with it. What about you? What do you think?
I think the same. I think if Cody and Rollins win, it's two It's not
too
it's not
predictable.
cool enough. It's
Exactly.
not interesting enough.
It's gotta be
It's way
nerve-wracking.
more interesting if it is bloodline rules.
Yeah.
And to have, Cody defy the odds and beat Roman on a bloodline rules
Yeah.
match.
What could be bigger?
That's tops.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we'll take that, and I think we're both in agreement on that one. So we'll move on to the next match. That would be Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
World Heavyweight Championship match.
Who do you think takes this one? I already know who you think. I know we're
yes.
divided on this
Yep,
one.
we are. And don't get me wrong, guys. I love Seth freaking Rollins so much. One of my favorites, in my top 5 currently. But Drew McIntyre, I say, wins the heavyweight championship in this match. He wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and Punk returns. I don't know where that timeline stands, but Punk returns, and they have their rivalry set up. Punk was supposed to win the Chamber. We all know it. Drew is just going to have to fill in for right now, like he's been so good at doing, and it's Drew taking down Seth Rollins with help, though. I'm going to say with help, not clean.
Yeah, I can see that happening. In another scenario than mine. Here's the real deal. I haven't seen a championship run as enjoyable as Seth Rollins.
You're right, though.
in
That's
a
the
long
thing.
time.
You're right.
He's been defending
It's
all the
amazing.
time. He's been a workhorse champion. He's been interesting. He's been funny. He's been working the mic. And his mic work has just reached an all-time high because now he's mic working against The Rock. One of the best mic workers in the business.
And it's hard to do that.
And he's keeping it up with The Rock.
He sure is.
So, I don't know. If you can keep Roman Reigns champion for as long as you have, you can keep Seth Rollins champion through WrestleMania, and you can feud him with CM Punk for the championship like we all wanted to see in the first place.
That was the original plan, and I like where that goes.
Because CM Punk got hurt, now we're going to see the Diet Coke matchup. McIntyre versus him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But hey, you might be right. Maybe they want to
as well.
I think personally that Seth Rollins isn't injured.
He did say on TV he's 100% clear.
Yeah.
This could be all kayfabe for all we know.
It's a bunch of kayfabe with him. But if it isn't, and his injuries are for real, and his back's really messed up, and his knee needs to be scoped,
that Drew will
then
win.
maybe the right plan would be for McIntyre to take the championship.
Seth gets the knee cleaned
then
up.
CM Punk gets the title.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins, ends up going against CM Punk for the title eventually.
When he comes back,
I don't think you can have Seth Rollins take back the title off Punk. And I think you can keep Seth Rollins the champion until Punk to get that extra shelf life of title run legitimacy.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. So I'm leaning towards Seth Rollins, giving McIntyre a third loss and a curb stomp.
Okay, and I would love that. I'm trying to be, on the outside of the box, and don't get me wrong, I would love it if Seth retains. And let's not forget, everybody, this is the inaugural World Heavyweight Championship reign, the first ever World Heavyweight Champion now, and he has brought this title such prestige. It is such an important championship. Thank you, Seth Rollins, for doing that, because I don't know if they could have picked a different guy to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. Last match we're going to cover on the WrestleMania 40 docket would be the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes.
For all the marbles, guys. For
Who do you
all
got?
of them.
I think I know who you got.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's not Roman. It's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He gets his moment. Second WrestleMania in a row. Second Royal Rumble in a row. It's time. All the stars have aligned. If they don't cash in now, I don't see another moment like this to do it. It's Cody Rhodes. We're going to have a ton of interference, yes, but I think The Rock turns. He's double agent Rock, secret agent Rock. He helps, with the bloodline interference or whatever the case may be. Cody hits a bunch of crossroads, and man, I can imagine the pop, how that pop is going to be for that when somebody pins Roman for 3 and wins that title. Can you imagine it?
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a very victorious, victorious moment.
My God.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They can keep this Cody run or search for finishing the story going for another whole year if they wanted to. And I'm sure they're thinking about it because they could. They could end this match in such a weird way or something along those lines that everybody, that he deserves another. Listen, I'm getting third time's a charm, right?
Oh, man.
Right? I can see it now.
I know.
They ignore it for half the year, and then half the year they're like, "Oh wait,
just,
honestly,
he
didn't really have a fair shot." Somebody comes out, blah blah blah.
Me personally, I just don't think I can get through another 3 count. Okay, and to hear that music play again at the end of WrestleMania, he's walking away with the championship, the fireworks, the pyro, everything's going off, and Cody's in the ring getting another rubber chicken thrown at him. I can't see it happening again. I'm going hard nightmare here, guys. Cody wins. Cody finally gets his moment.
I agree at the end of the day. Just wanted to play devil advocate.
Of course, you got to. For the sake of everybody out there, we have to do that here.
If Vince McMahon was still in power, this match wouldn't even be happening.
No, it would not. It would be The Rock versus Roman Reigns because it's such good shit. Yeah. And it's what we don't want to see. So that's fine.
No. So this next segment, or question as you will, comes back to what we were just talking about, really.
It does, and it's important.
If we feel it's going to be a Bloodline Rules title match.
100%.
So if that's the case, we got to have some soldiers.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to align with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to fight the Bloodline?
Okay.
If it's a Bloodline Rules match.
Yeah,
and it goes the way we said.
Yeah, exactly. That's, saying that that's what it's going to be. I'm going to go, I have a lot of ideas here, but I'm going to go with the most realistic idea. I'm going to say the soldiers to take down the Bloodline will be main event Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. I say those are the two most realistic guys in my mind to come out and assist with this Bloodline problem, if you will, because of all the history there,
There is.
There's a lot of it.
I'm going to say that Sami Zayn has his hands full for WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to involve him. I think story is done. I think it finished with him and Kevin Owens getting back together.
Yeah,
and they kind of closed that book a little bit.
They did.
Tell you what book is wide open. You're right, Jey Uso.
Yeah, man.
For sure. But, I mean, there's one other you're missing that really would tie this all together, and that's Randy Orton.
Oh,
because,
my God,
he has literally had so much history with the Bloodline
and
as
it makes sense because they put him, they're the ones who put Randy Orton on the shelf for 11 months, and he had to do all that rehab, and I bet you all he was thinking about was getting that Bloodline back. And what better way, what better cherry on top, if you will, would it be for Randy to come out and throw RKOs all over the place and, help them seal that victory. But that was just my the logical answer. Now, let's keep Jey Uso in the equation, all right? And let's just say that Cody makes a phone call to somebody who he thinks, let's say The Rock does not turn face. He sticks with this heel Rock, the Hollywood Rock. Who can Cody call? I've talked about it before. He could call Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you know what I mean. And Stone Cold.
That would be nice.
Good old Stone Cold comes out, opens up a can on The Rock, on Roman Reigns, on his sister, on his sister's ass. It doesn't matter who it is. I know I'm just. It's far fetched. I'm reaching.
You are a little bit.
I am reaching, but as a wrestling fan, we're allowed to reach. That is the thing. We're allowed to do that. And the more realistic option, I think, is, Sammy and either Sammy, Jay, and Randy, two out of three of them, like you said.
I mean, I'm doubling down on my man. I'm saying it's going to be Cody, Seth, Randy Orton, and it's also going to be Jey Uso. I'm putting that in stone. I'm doubling down on it, and I'm saying you heard it first here on the source. They're going to be the 4 that battles the Bloodline. I'm calling it in stone.
Yeah, set in stone. And if it happens, make sure you remember us, okay?
But just think about it either way. Like, how much better of a way to pop Jey Uso into main event status if he's on a team with Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. What great company. It's got to happen. It has to happen. Let's go. Now, the next segment or question that we have for you or ourselves really to discuss would be a very, very hard question.
And I've thought about this for a long time, Mike. I have. Ever since you sent the question in, I've gave it some thought. So why don't we just go ahead?
who is your WWE/WWF Mount Rushmore?
Oh man, and it's the age-old question: who is on my WWE/WWF Mount Rushmore? And I put a lot of thought into this question. I did a lot of adding and subtracting and replacing, and it just wasn't right until I came up with this lineup. This lineup here. This lineup.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I'm going with Hogan, Flair, Austin, Rock. That is my Mount Rushmore.
One more time.
Hogan, Flair, Austin, Rock.
Wow.
I think there is nobody else that polarizing. And Taker was close, man. I gotta say, he was very, very, very close. But when you think about the rise and run,
you picked
Austin,
your 4.
Yes, that's it. When
You can't mention the Undertaker.
right when you think about the rise, what I'm getting into is this: when you think about the rise of Austin and Rock, Taker just didn't come close to how popular they were. So you heard it from me. This is Joe's WWE Mount Rushmore. It is Hogan, Flair, Austin, Rock. Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a lot of people mad, I think, with my Mount
Hey, you know what?
Rushmore.
We're controversial here. The Source Podcast. We have controversy.
We do. So, I mean, first and second, listen, I'm going to say this. Without Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, you would not have what you have today.
And you're absolutely
We would not
right.
be here today. That was the feud that sparked the ride, in my opinion.
It did.
Really was.
Wrestling, what do you remember before that in wrestling?
It's like,
I don't know.
Exactly. So I think that, Andre the
Very
Giant
good
needs
point.
to be up there.
Good point.
Thank you. I think Hulk Hogan needs to be up there.
Gotta be.
Mm-hmm. I think that he is the guy who,
There's a reason why he
made
was
the world
first
yellow and
on
red.
mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like the most ugly
Hulkamania.
colors in the world,
But
mustard.
they
He
worked.
made it work
Ketchup
for
and
the
mustard.
whole world. It's
You know?
crazy. But my number 3 in the lineup would be Stone Cold. We can concur on that.
Sure
That's
can.
absolutely 100% fact.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
And my last choice would be The Undertaker. I told you I might make some people mad.
Yeah, that was
but
my
I
runner-up.
think if you're thinking of wrestling, you're thinking of Hulk Hogan, you're thinking of Andre the Giant, you're thinking of Stone Cold, and the next name that pops into people's minds at face value of thinking of wrestling and WWE would be The Undertaker.
I am totally cool with The Undertaker.
I told
being
you
there.
I kind of put Ric Flair into the WCW category, and I don't feel like the people that were on WCW deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore.
For me, it was his over 10 NWA heavyweight championships.
And of course Hulk was in WCW, but he did so much more for WWF.
Oh my God, yeah, of course.
Than Ric Flair did, even though Ric Flair did have a really good WWF early run.
He did.
I feel like his best years were in WCW.
I mean, and I can't disagree there. He was younger. He was in better shape.
Yep.
But, that's why we do this show, because we both have different strong opinions, and we put them together and we make magic, folks. So
it's like a half and half for Flair.
Right. That is the Mount Rushmore for me. We had Hogan, Flair, Austin, Rock, and for Mike, we had Hogan, Andre, Austin, Taker. All great candidates, all wrestling legends that deserve to be up there on that Mount Rushmore for sure.
10-4. Now, this is a question that you're going to probably know more than me at. I mean, I watch a lot of AEW, as we know, but you watch way more and pay attention
big time.
a lot more.
I try.
But who is the best homegrown wrestler in AEW? Go.
And I love this question, being the big AEW fan that I am.
MJF doesn't count because he's not currently active.
There goes my answer.
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Okay, guys.
That's what makes this interesting right now.
Yes,
I wanted to throw that curveball
That is
in
a
there.
curveball.
You want me to answer first? I will.
No.
Okay.
Let me do this right off the top of my brain. Since you put me on the spot, and I can't use MJF because that would have been my answer.
Mine
answer, of course. Him aside, my answer for best AEW homegrown talent. There's only one other dude that comes to mind. It's freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And I will die on that hill because at first, I'll tell you what, when I first saw him, I wasn't into him. I was like, what is this guy doing? You know, is this a joke? He's making wrestling a joke? No. This is one of the most clever gimmicks I've ever seen, and he is thriving right now in AEW. Orange Cassidy with this this championship run he just had, you know, it was the All-Atlantic title, then it was the international the international title, and you know, there's no gold in his backpack right now, but he deserves respect. I'm going to go with him. It's Orange Cassidy for me.
Well, great. That was my choice, so thanks a lot. But hey,
see,
you know
here we
what?
go.
You know what?
Now the pressure's on you.
Let's say now let's say that Orange Cassidy doesn't count. So now MJF doesn't count. Orange Cassidy doesn't count.
So what do you do?
Now I'm going Hook.
Oh yeah, that's a ballsy answer, but it's a good ballsy answer because
here's why.
You know, we all know he's the son of Taz, but he's young.
He's young. He's 24, I think, 22, 24,
like
around
that,
there.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of career ahead of him.
Sure
a
does.
long-lasting career. He's already, you know, popping. He's already
he's over for sure.
He's got a great gimmick. He's got a
gimmick,
great look.
Great moveset.
Great
Can't forget,
moveset.
you know, a lot of
he
the
does things
suplexes
that
and all
bring
that.
more fans in, like high-flying moves, things like that.
Yeah, I'm with it. I like Hook.
Man.
I
You
like
know,
Hook.
Honestly, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, maybe I do choose Hook over Orange
dude.
Cassidy. I mean, the thing I like about Orange Cassidy is the gimmicky stuff and the hands in the pockets.
awesome.
And all that stuff.
clever.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty
backs
close
it
for
up.
me with those two, honestly.
I like
is.
it. Yeah, I like them both. Orange Cassidy, Hook, two great AEW guys that I always make sure I have downloaded in my WWE 2K games.
Yeah, they have to be at least popped in AEW to be considered homegrown talent, and
For
they
sure.
qualify. You know, they
For sure.
popped in AEW, so they're homegrown by them, in my opinion. You know,
Absolutely.
otherwise, you would have picked Ospreay, right?
I would have
But
picked Ospreay.
He popped in
New Japan.
so
and
he
you know,
doesn't count as
speaking of that,
homegrown.
if
Yeah.
we can go a little bit off topic today, I was watching a lot of New Japan matches because I've never seen a lot of them, and I saw some incredible matches involving Ospreay, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet in New Japan back in 2016 was one of the most amazing matches I've ever seen. It was great.
And now they're just underutilizing
They
Ricochet.
They are. You should really see this match.
But he
man,
got what's her name? He got
Samantha Irvin.
So he wins. No
He's
matter
good.
What.
Yeah. So there was that match that blew me away today that I watched, and there was one more that I never knew this happened, and it's awesome. It's Will Ospreay versus Walter, aka.
Oh, you told me you were watching
Dude,
Walter videos.
Oh
earlier.
my God, yeah, and it was Will Ospreay versus the Ring General Walter. And, you know, those two styles are completely different. They made it work. They had a 20-plus minute banger for the Internet Championship for whatever federation they were wrestling for. And it was awesome. I will say it was close, but the Ring General won that match. He actually used a choke out that I haven't seen him use much in the WWE now with his Gunther character. But, you know, some great matches there. Speaking of AEW, it's big business tonight. We hear things are huge over there right now. It returns. We're not going to spoil anything. We will cover it. But best homegrown talent for AEW. I go Orange Cassidy. Mike goes Hook. Let us talk to you.
So next thing that we're going to discuss here, next topic on the agenda would be a Brock Lesnar discussion. Here we go. We are looking at this from a totally just objective perspective.
Yep. Very
and we're
neutral.
saying here that
was
what
not
do we
involved
know?
in anything.
What do we know? We know that his moveset was released on the video game, so now you can create him using the proper things
Yes.
and his proper outfits and stuff
And
like
he's
that.
back
was
on the
released.
roster, the active roster, WWE.com. You know, this is just us assuming he had nothing to do with any of these horrible allegations. Let's make that clear. All right. We are just assuming he had nothing to do with any of this, just caught up in the crossfire, if you will. You can download him on Community Creations now. He is back on the WWE active roster page. We're seeing a lot of buzz on the dirt sheets that he may be worked back onto TV soon. And as long as he's not involved in this disgustingness, I'm all here. I'm here for it. I'm all for it. I love Brock Lesnar, and if he comes back, it's the perfect time to induct the wise man, Paul Heyman, into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, this recent lawsuit pretty much strongly implicates Brock Lesnar.
It is.
But, you know, it doesn't totally prove and it doesn't totally say that he's the one that did this or that. So,
No, it does not. No,
they
it does not.
may have realized that there's not enough evidence.
It's he sheds. It's he shed. It's he said, she shed. Wow, I can't say that. You guys try to
He
say
said,
that. He said,
she said.
she said. Type vibes right now, and if Brock's innocent, I want him back because
it leads me to believe that maybe they don't have enough evidence to get him in any trouble,
For sure.
or they've gone over everything and they've seen that it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to see in the next few weeks, I'd say, what's going to happen, or we're going to hear more,
Yeah.
and we're going to keep you updated. So
Yeah, and
that's all we
if
can
I-
really do on
yeah.
that. But what do you think?
If
What do
I
you
can
think? How do you
trail
think they bring
off-
him back?
If I can trail off and say this is how I would bring Brock Lesnar back, let's say he's clear, he's good to go. All right, listen to this. Gunther retains at WrestleMania. All right, he's raising the Intercontinental Championship over a fallen Sami Zayn. Out of nowhere, Brock's music hits. Brock Lesnar, and he's just up on the ramp. You know, he's doing that jumpy thing. He's just, you know, he's locked into Gunther, just saying, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for that title. What could be bigger than the Ring General versus the next big thing, the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar?
Absolutely. But there also are reports as well that say that, and I don't know if anybody can write to us and tell us different,
Please
but
do.
there are reports that he was never taken off the website, and that people are just going on and seeing him there and
Okay.
saying, "Oh, he's on the website
Okay,
now."
yeah. But,
so
we can
did you ever
say-
see him off the website?
No, and
I didn't see him off the website, but I didn't look.
I didn't check.
I
That's
don't
what
look. Yeah,
yeah,
so-
right, exactly. But I will say we can 100% confirm that he was removed from the cover of the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition of
That is
2K24. He was removed as a playable character in the game. Unless you are playing showcase mode, you can play as him.
I played as him.
Yeah.
And I almost beat the WrestleMania
It
mode.
was
He
awesome.
beat it. I'm
Right.
on the Rumble at the end. It's
Yeah,
hard.
it was
but-
really hard. I
yeah.
got through it with The Undertaker, guys. So if you want to get through it, try Taker. He got me there and got me done with it so I can go play the game. And I'm a big fan of my faction, my GM. Guys, go get the game. It's the best wrestling game right now and the best one I've ever seen visually as well.
Absolutely. And my prediction, if Brock Lesnar does come back, I think that they feud him with Gunther. I think Sami
What would be
Zayn
better
loses.
than that?
Sami Zayn loses at WrestleMania, and then there you go. If he's coming back, we got that that out for Gunther where he loses to somebody who actually
Legit.
doesn't
This
make
man
him-
ended The
Yeah.
Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. That's somebody I think who can take the title from the Ring General.
Now, Gunther, is he undefeated in WWE? Or
No,
what's his deal?
he has lost
As Gunther?
Yep, via disqualification he lost to Chad Gable.
Yeah, I'm saying he's been pinned. Or?
I don't remember the last time the Ring General got pinned. I don't know. And when they called him up, it's like it's been so long now. All I remember for the start of Gunther was him taking out Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. And he's had it ever friggin' since. And he's brought such prestige to this title as well. So shout out Gunther, man. But
Yeah.
Brock can be the one.
We'll see if it happens. If he does come back, I see it going in that direction. But we have one more question for you guys
more
here.
to go.
One more topic to discuss here on the docket, and that would be, where's Jade Cargill?
Where is she, guys? Can we Google it? Let's go on Google and Google where's Jade Cargill. Do we have to play Guess Who to find her? Do we have to, look at a Where's Waldo picture, but it's Where's Cargill? What are they doing with Jade? Have we seen her since that backstage segment with Damage Control? Have we seen her since? No, okay. And she still has not exclusively signed to Raw or SmackDown. What's the wait? She looked amazing in the Rumble. She got a huge pop. She's ready to go. Why are we waiting on Jade Cargill?
I have no idea. The only explanation I have for you all out there is that there's way too much female talent.
It's true,
in
though.
the WWE.
It's so
and
true.
they don't even know how to insert her
Right.
into it. They're probably creators probably still working on it. They want to make sure
It's
that
so
Jade
hard.
Cargill, when she debuts, she's a force and she gets right into
They want to get it right with her, yeah.
Maybe that's it.
They want to get it right with her. And the thing is, another thing that just recently happened is the rise of Tiffany Stratton that just came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
And she's burying people now. She's just pummelizing opponents. And what if you put the two of them together?
Wow.
Against each other. What a banger that would be. Even put them together, a tag team,
would be,
something.
but Jade Cargill needs.
She ain't playing that Tiffy time
She needs.
stuff.
Here's the deal. Here's the first matchup I see. The first feud for Jade Cargill. Now, you know that Becky Lynch is going for the world title now.
Right.
And you know that Nia Jax has been a problem. But Nia Jax is kind of officially out of the world championship talk
she
right
had her
now.
She had her shot.
Opening her up for a feud with Jade Cargill because, hey, Jade Cargill made her look stupid in the Royal Rumble.
My God.
And she's mad
She
now.
slammed her.
And
great first feud, in my opinion.
What a great first feud. I see that as the first feud for Jade Cargill. Once again, you're hearing it first on the source. Will be Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax.
Love to see that.
It'll
Love
be
to
awesome.
see that.
And she'll slam her again.
David versus Goliath. Hulk versus Andre. WrestleMania 3, brother.
You have to debut her and have her do something awesome. She debuted in the Royal,
and it was
she
awesome.
did something awesome.
Yes.
Now, how do you follow that up? A one-on-one with Jade Cargill, with Nia Jax, where she tosses her around and really makes a statement.
Yeah, and I'm glad you say that because I think just putting her in squash matches with jobbers is not going to cut it.
No.
She's ready to go.
Legit.
We saw that in the moment that she had with Bianca. Will they chase that? Obviously her moment with Nia Jax was incredible. The fact that she got her up and slammed her was something to see. But also, you got to think that her and Bianca had this stare down, and they never locked horns.
That's
the
right.
crowd popped, but they never locked horns. They're saving that.
That might be a team there or something.
I'd like that too. I gotta say, I'd like that too because it kind of goes into what we said earlier about the whole damage control thing too. So you don't want to get too off track. Where is Jade? We don't know. We hope that she signs to an exclusive show soon. She gets the right deal for her, and we need her on TV and in big matches. And that is going to end this Battle Royal open discussion. I really enjoyed this one today. We had some really, really nice topics to go in on and just sink our teeth into. But before we go, we're going to do what we always do. We are going to leave you guys with a little bit of On This Day in Wrestling History. Let us talk to you.
Now, on this day in wrestling history, we have our notable wrestling birthdays. Shotzi. It's her birthday today.
Shotzi.
Shotzi Blackheart.
Yep.
Sure. Santino Marella.
Oh, my God.
Born in 1974. All bangers today. And Brian Clark, a.k.a. Adam Bomb.
That is my favorite one.
3 birthdays today to mention.
That's my favorite one today.
That's amazing.
I just want to say that Adam Bomb is a cool one because I collect the WWF Hasbro line of figures, and I have the Atom Bomb figure. It's in Series 11. It's very hard to get. One of the rarest ones. I have it, guys, on my shelf, and you can't have it. Haha.
Now, I have a risque one for you guys. In 2008, Vince McMahon was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. At the ceremony, McMahon thanked the fans and wrestlers before saying, I already know I'm a star. I'm the biggest star of all time. And it's funny. I just wanted to mention that one because it's funny how far we have come and how things have changed.
Oh, my God, I know.
So much to now where he is shamed and not able to really be in the picture anymore. But in 2008, he was on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah. And
do they take that down now? Has that been taken down?
I don't know. It's tough.
So great talking point right there.
Absolutely. And on this day in wrestling history, March 14th in 2004, WWE WrestleMania 20 was held in the iconic Madison Square Garden Arena in New York. This pay-per-view was 4.5 hours long, had 20,000 fans in the area with 885,000 more watching on pay-per-view. And on this WrestleMania, we had John Cena defeating The Big Show to win the United States Championship. We had RVD and Booker T retaining the Tag Team Championships in a fatal 4-way match. We had Christian taking out Chris Jericho. The team of Evolution beating The Rock and Sock Connection. This is huge. Can't believe this stuff happened. And the stinker of the night that night was Goldberg, beating Brock Lesnar with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the guest. They booed that entire match. I don't know if you remember, Mike. The crowd, whole Madison Square Garden booed that match. They had boring chants. Austin, being the ref, couldn't even save that match. But as we end, Eddie Guerrero defeated Kurt Angle to retain the WWE Championship. unbelievable. I remember being so happy for Eddie. So happy.
That was. How could you not be happy for him?
Yeah, it's Latino
what I mean?
heat.
So on this day in wrestling history, for the first time since December 1991, Shawn Michaels teamed up with Marty Jannetty to bring the Rockers back together. It was a reunion of sorts.
It was on Monday Night Raw. I
One-off
remember.
match on Monday Night Raw. The duo defeat La Resistance, which is Sylvian Grenier and Rob Conway, and featured a number of classic Rocker spots. They actually held it up.
And to trail up on that, after that match did so well that Marty got offered, a WWE contract to continue what he was doing, and maybe have a couple more Rocker segments. And unfortunately, Marty couldn't stay clean. He had a problem. So there that went for sure. Still thought it was an awesome moment. Anyway, guys, this is going to end this episode of the Source Wrestling Podcast. We appreciate every single listener out there. We can't do this without people listening to the show. Please follow the show. Please rate the show. That really helps a lot as well. The Source Wrestling Podcast is available on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Follow us on X. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Once again, you are listening to The Source, WWE, AEW, All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
And
Mike.
Yeah.
Let
us talk to you.
Let us talk to you next time, dummy.
Talk to us.